it's empty. But I do wonder what is inside it. Been kicking around behind one of my units in the workshop. Didn't know what was there, but as empty it is. This is an inhaler, like a vent inhaler. In this case, it's a salbutamol. Now, this inhaler is made by a company called Orion, I believe. And it's called an Easy Haler. That's easy if you are conscious, but if you're not conscious and someone wants to give you an inhaler because you're better pass out, this is not the best type. You're better off with one of the aerosol types. But this one's I want to know how they work though, because it has some kind of indexing on the side there. So what we're going to do is we're going to take it apart. Bit random, I know, but that is what we're going to do. So onto the overhead camera, as you can see, and there it is. This is the little inhaler. As you can see, it's a basic little thing, and it has this indexing on the side here. But we're going to open it up. Let's see what is inside. Let's just reduce that light there a little bit. I think it's a bit dark. Bright means, so there you go. That's a bit better. So we need some tools. So what do we need first? We need to remove the stick. That stick that's holding this piece on here. I imagine this cover comes off. It looks like this is one moulding there. So if, hang on, I just saw stuff moving there. Oh, I'm curious. I'm very curious. So we got a knife. Let's just cut along here. Ow! Ow! Oh, crikey. That's preemptive. Just in case I cut myself. It's the kind of thing I do, if you know what I mean. Been there, done that several times before. So you need some kind of splodger, I think. Splodger. Yeah. Things like these. See whether or not we can get behind that. What's going on there? That looks like it snaps in there. Something's happening. I'm curious. I'm really curious to know how it works. A screwdriver. So what's holding on? Is it glued together or was it just that piece of tape? Is there something more? Is there more to it than that? Have I got to take a saw to it? So that looks ominous, doesn't it? There. That looks like... what's that? Oh, crikey, I need to stab myself. Believe me. How do I get that in there? That's that blade on there. Right, right. Should I just bash it with a hammer? Look, you know, you can just bash it on top of that. Oh, something's happening there. I'll do that. Alright. Bash it with a hammer. I don't know if it did any good. If in doubt, give it a clout. Alright, let's try that again. Get that in there. It might be a case of me actually just cutting it open. Probably do that with a Stanley knife, to be honest. So, hang on. That's going in there. That went in, sort of. There's something stopping this pull away. So it's going to be either glued. Is there something on the inside there? Does this pull off? Oh, it does. Boing. So we've got a spring, right? We've got the plungery thingy here, that bit you push down. There's still loads of salbutamol in there. So even though it is saying 0 on the side here and doesn't work, it's actually a whole load in there. That doesn't happen on all of them. As you said, there's loads in there. So let's get a vessel to put that into. I need a vessel. How about a little pot? Like this one. Right? So we need to empty this somehow. Does that come out? I think it might do. Oh, crikey, this is cool. Let's pull there for a second. Now we want to get the salbutamol out of that. I hope I can do it without making a mess or losing the salbutamol. And here you go. In you go. I've got my splodger in. Oh, that's rubber. Oh, okay, that's not rubber, but that's like, it's a soft bung. There's a soft bung. So now I can remove the wasted salbutamol. That's quite a bit in there, isn't there? That's got wasted. Oh, there you go. A bit more in there. I wonder why it stopped working. Yeah, there's loads in there. Right. Right, so where does this plunger work? So this is all one piece, this bit. So I need to get this off the back somehow. Hang on, what am I missing here? Is there something underneath the sticker that I can't see? Might have to... Come on, focus. Is that easier? See if we can just get that to focus. There we go. There we go. Right. So we've got, no, that's 3 there. Ah, there's something there. There's something about there. So there's something going into the side there at that point. So it's obviously behind the sticker, isn't it? When using a knife, be very careful. There you go. That one there. So there's going to be one on the other side. This one's by Orion. I don't know if they still make this one. I've got, we've got these discus ones now that in the house. Because I have to have used inhalers, but this was my son's. This was. So I imagine I could push that in there, I'm guessing, and then push that out. Oh. I want to see how the mechanism works. Oh, I see, there's some kind of indexing in there. Right, so that should, I am, and I was right, that I better remove it like so. There's a cog that just come off here, which is like the little index wheel. I reckon there's none left in there. Yeah, right. Is this happening on every single one? What a waste. Which also means when these things get thrown away and end up in landfill, you're actually putting all these chemicals into the ground as well at the same time. I'll tell you what, the bugs, they won't have asthma, will they? So this thing pushes down. There's nothing in there other than this, which is just the indexing wheel. I'll tell you if there's any left. And you have this thing on the back side here. That way round or the other way round? That was on there. That supplied the spring back. Ah, is that the plunger? So if that was on there like so. Ah, that is. So as that goes round, that engages. Is that out of focus again? Let's just fix that focus. That's weird. Right, so as this pushes down, maybe it'll be on the spring as well. So it'll come down and that's pushing that cam around, moving this plunger around. So that's how that mechanism works, okay? And every time it's engaging this cam on both sides and making it turn around. So I reckon there's going to be some kind of measure in there. Just in there's a measure. So we'll take that out, all right? And the only way of actually telling how much is left is with this. Okay? But every time this comes to an end, you've got this left. So if you think of it this way, right? Let's say, for instance, you have come to the end of your inhaler. Think about in the United States how much these things cost in the United States, inhalers, and they're wasting that much every single time. It's hard to see, but I mean, That might not look like much to you, but that's actually quite a bit. That is a good amount of doses in there. 10, 20 doses. The doses are tiny. Maybe 30 odd doses in there. Maybe more. Maybe 50. Looking at that, there's a lot in there, getting wasted every time. So when you think you're at the end of your inhaler, your dry powder type inhaler, like this one or discus or what have you, think about it, right? If you're paying for the bloody things, look how much you're going to be wasting. If you're can you see that on there? Can you see a tiny portion that is? It's minuscule. That little oval thing there. Let's take this out again, shall we? Let's see if we can get that out. Oh, it will come out this way, look. Comes out this way. Alright, there we are. Mind my nails, but I've been working. See, each of these little things there is a... Hope you can see that okay. Each one of those, because it's overexposing, each one of those is a dose. I need a better camera on this overhead, I think. There. That's a dose. That dose. How many of those tiny little doses, maybe a milliliter in volume, is there in that? At least 50. That could be the difference. You actually buy another inhaler for it could keep you going for another couple of weeks. Now look at that doses. You could put a little tiny bit of that on a piece of wood. People think you're doing cocaine, but you know. Oh dear. There's my salbutamol. I don't think they'll buy it somehow. But you might be able to. Let's try something, shall we? Let's put this back together. We know how it goes back together, don't we? Let's put that out of the way. Let's put us back together and see whether or not we can reset it. Is it possible to reset it? Now, if you can do it on this one, you can be able to do it on most of them, I imagine. Where it's, you better put that back in there like so. Okay, we know how it works, don't we? It goes round, round, round like that. That goes on there like so. There's a spring here. So that spring goes on there. Let's just see whether or not we can reset it. That goes on there like so. And that engages with that, doesn't it? Yeah? See that? So it engages with that. And it flicks that round every single time. Now, what side was that on? It was on this side. So this thing here, this little thing here, sits on there. Somehow. There's like a cog on the inside there. You see that there? I don't know if you can see that there. There's a little tag on there. That's a stop, and that stop would hit that. So if I keep doing that and go round and round and round and round and round until it stops, let me put it back on there like that. All right. Round, round, round until it stops. All the way around at that point. Let's move it around a bit more to there. All the way around does that go, just to engage that? Have I missed something over here? Has something fallen out? No, I don't think so. How does this work? Does that? Oh, hang on, I feel I put it in the wrong place. That's why. Not moving. Is it moving? Oh, that is moving. Yeah, it's moving around. So, as it gets to a certain point, this is going to stop. Yeah? Once it's done all its little turns, or every time that gets pumped down to 200 times, it's going to stop. And it is going to stop once that hits that. So that goes on that bit, not the bit I thought it went on. Oh, I see. Oh, I see how it works. All you've got to do then is just move it around. So if that was, you know, you got 50, 100 left or something. Well, if I put that back in and that, it's going to be around 80 or 90-ish. Okay, so if I put this back in, so I snap it back together. Remember, I ain't done this before, so. There's this type of inhaler. There are other types as well. Oh, it's back together now. Springs inside it. It's all back together. And now it says 170, 180 on there. See, it sits still indexing down, as you can see. I'm sorry that the light is a bit bad. It's always when you've got white things, it's always a problem. So my point being, all right, let's put you back onto the other camera now. The point being is, okay, they're not telling you there's a shitload of salbutamol left. Probably at least 50 doses in there, at least. Maybe more. In one of your dry powder inhalers. It's not all going. Take one apart and see how much, an empty one, what you think is empty. Take one apart and have a look for yourself, whether it's one of these sort or a discus or something like that, and have a look for yourself. So if I wanted to, I could put this powder back in there, right? I didn't need to take that out, I could left it in. All I need to do is change the index on there. And if you can see, especially if you've got one like this one, so you can actually see it. If you can actually see the powder. You can see if it's empty or not. You know? Now, if you've got a different type, which is it's got like a continuous like tape in it, index and via a tape. Well, then obviously that's empty is empty, right? But this type, where it's actually got powder in a little reservoir, all right, it can save you a bloody fortune. I've seen people online have them to pay $200-300 for one of these for an inhaler. It's not how much they cost, because they cost like £5. But you know what it's like. So this anyway, it might be of use to somebody. Give it a go. Don't know until it's tried, do you? Hey? Anyway, thanks for watching my little video. Maybe click the little like and subscribe button and maybe the little bell icon. Because then you get a warm fuzz feeling in your pocket every time I upload another video. But for now, toodaloo.